Hey guys, what's going on? Jeb here, and in today's video, Bitcoin has rejected at $10,000. As I mentioned in yesterday's video, guys, every single level of support and resistance is actually a zone, and as you're going to see in today's video, Bitcoin has rejected quite substantially off of the zone surrounding $10,000. As is apparent when we zoom in here to the hourly chart, we can see that Bitcoin rallied up to around $10,200 last night, and just as I cautioned you guys in yesterday's video, did actually have a correction. This, however, is of course not the end for Bitcoin, just as The Last Jedi was somehow not the end for Star Wars. So in today's video, we're going to be diving into this rally and this subsequent crash on Bitcoin and trying to figure out why Bitcoin rejected from the Big 10 and coming to a conclusion on where Bitcoin should be heading from here. Guys, I've got a pretty big feeling that a pretty big movement is coming up on Bitcoin. We've seen decreased volatility, we've seen increased tension in the market, and I think a big breakout either to the upside or the downside is coming, and we're going to be diving into which direction that movement is going to be heading in this video. So if you guys want to walk away from this video with a better understanding of the current Bitcoin market and a better understanding of technical analysis in general, I encourage you guys to continue watching until the end of the video. Furthermore, guys, today I am starting the CT2A update. There are over 50 videos that are going to be coming out to CT2A, and it's going to take a couple of months for me to finish that, but it all starts today, so please keep me in your prayers, guys. This is going to take a while. Anyway, enough yammering. Without much further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. Guys, I do want to make one thing very clear here at the outset, just as I did in yesterday's video. Bitcoin does look pretty bullish right now on the technical landscape. Just because Bitcoin is rallying up to the level and zone of resistance around 10 grand does not necessarily mean that we are in a new downtrend just because we rejected temporarily. I mean, guys, Bitcoin has rallied over 50% here in the last 50 days or so, and that is definitely indicating that we're going to want to see some kind of consolidation, and it would make sense that we would see that consolidation right before the major level of resistance. There's nothing unhealthy going on here is my point. But with all of that said, as Bitcoin has had a correction here and as it shows up very clearly on the daily chart, there are some technical things changing which need to be brought to your attention. First and foremost, as you can see, the MACD was not very bullish. It was diverging bullish, but it was not very far separated. The MACD and the signal line were not very far apart, in other words. And as we can see with a red candlestick up here, Bitcoin is pretty clearly converging back on itself bearish as Bitcoin has this correction. Whether or not we're going to see an actual proper cross on the MACD is yet to be determined. We'll, of course, figure that out when the time comes, but I do want you guys keeping an eye on this. MACD's been a little bit indecisive lately, but it is an important indicator. Another important indicator and oscillator that I do want to bring your attention to is the RSI. As you guys will know, the RSI has had an uptrend here for the last several months, going all the way back to the 16th of December. In keeping with this correction that Bitcoin has seen overnight, the RSI is trending downwards towards this uptrending level of support. And look, by the end of this month, Bitcoin's going to be below this uptrend of support. You can bet your bottom dollar that Bitcoin's not going to ride this uptrend of support all the way up to 100, okay? That's just not going to happen. Bitcoin's going to fall below it at some point. It's only a question of when Bitcoin falls below that uptrend of support, because if it does it at the wrong time, it could cause quite a lot of bearishness and cause a pullback here on our favorite cryptocurrency. So what does that mean? Well, it means that we have a bearish cross coming in. We have Bitcoin testing an uptrend on the RSI and on the daily chart, which is more visible down here on the hourly chart. So does that mean that we're having a correction incoming? Yes, in fact, it is very possible that we have a correction incoming, but I also want to stress that there are two paths that Bitcoin can take here. Obviously, Bitcoin can rally or it can crash. Duh. Thank you, Billy. Can you believe that girl is younger than I am? I'm 19. She's 18. What? I'm way off topic now. Anyway, Bitcoin, like I said, can go a couple of different directions here. Either we can rally or we can crash. We'll talk about the downtrend and then we'll talk about the uptrend, guys. That scared the hell out of me. So as I was saying, Bitcoin could have an uptrend or a downtrend here, but as far as the downtrend is concerned, I could very easily see Bitcoin falling in accordance to that RSI, in accordance to that MACD, and in accordance with Bitcoin rejecting off of $10,000 here down to a couple different levels of support. One of them, of course, would be $9,175 right here, and the one below that would be the 200 daily simple moving average right here. I could quite easily see a correction to either one of these levels, and quite frankly, I'd be totally fine with a correction to either one of those levels. I don't want to see Bitcoin go any lower, but to be honest with you guys, I think if we did come down to those levels, the bulls would see that as a major buying opportunity, and we quite easily bounce bullish off of it. That would also force the RSI and the MACD to reset into more healthy territory. Remember, the MACD kind of acts as the RSI as well with its distance from the histogram center point, the zero level on the histogram. RSI and MACD are actually very similar in that aspect, and both of them could definitely use some healthy consolidation and a reset maybe before we go above $10,000. The last thing I want to see happen is for Bitcoin to jump above 10 grand, stay up there for 2 or 3 days, crash. That's not what I want to see happen. So if Bitcoin were to consolidate a little bit before we rallied up there above and beyond 10,000, I'm perfectly happy with that. As far as the uptrend side of this is concerned, guys, I do want to go ahead and point your attention to the fact we're right below $10,000, okay? Bitcoin does not have to go very far to have a bullish breakout. That being said, I am starting to lean a little bit more in the camp of a bearish breakout, but honestly, I'm ready for both trades. I'm going to wait and see which one comes. I don't even really want to make a call on that because really Bitcoin can go either way right now. There's a big movement coming on Bitcoin. I can feel it. My spidey sense is tingling, guys, and I do believe that a big one is coming. Which direction isn't actually so clear, to be totally honest with you. I mean, the longs are up, the shorts are down, but guys, just because the longs and the shorts are up and down does not necessarily mean that Bitcoin is going to go up and not down. You know what I mean? So here's my take. Bitcoin crashes, it goes down to around $9,000, around one of those levels that I just showed you. Should we have a breakout, we're pushing up to $10,500. That is where we put our high in last time, right over here. And we probably stop up there for gas and, you know, like a milkshake or something. Maybe go through the drive-thru at Dairy Queen. I don't know. Either way, guys, Bitcoin has some volatility returning to it. You can see that happening right now. Bitcoin broke bullish out of a pattern and then broke right back bearish. That's typically a breakout pattern as far as volatility is concerned. We're not even talking about price action. That's a volatility breakout. And as we can see, there's been more volatility in the last couple of days than there has been in the last week or so, ever since we had this rally on the 5th of February. Watch out for increasing volatility on Bitcoin. Now, before we wrap it up, guys, I do want to jump on over to CoinMarketCap, and I want to go ahead and touch base on some of the altcoins. You guys have wanted me to do that lately, so that's what we're going to do. As you guys can see, it is a corrective day. There has been quite a bit of red in the market, quite a bit of blood in the streets, but not a whole lot. But the red that we are seeing is not very deep. As you guys can see, the worst that we're seeing is a couple of double-digit losers. We're seeing quite a few double-digit gainers. The altcoin space is looking fine. I mean, it's having a healthy correction, as to is Bitcoin. You would expect no less. What matters out here on the altcoin charts, though, guys, is this one right here, the dominance chart. As you can see, ever since September, Bitcoin has been losing its dominance ever since it got up to around 69%. We'll call it 70%. And then Bitcoin has been correcting as far as the dominance is concerned, down here to around 63%. Guys, Bitcoin is losing its dominance in its old age. Wow. I am so unfunny. But guys, seriously, as far as the altcoins are concerned, they're looking pretty healthy. Ethereum, I told you guys that an entry position around 200 would be great. You'd be up 10 or 12% right now if you had done that. XRP is looking good. I mean, XRP is being XRP, but as far as the US dollar chart is concerned, it's looking healthy. Bitcoin Cash is just blowing up. You know, that's just what it does nowadays, I guess. Litecoin's doing pretty well. We're sitting up here around $74. I have a friend who put like his entire savings into Litecoin when it was at like $300. Feel kind of bad for him. Hopefully none of you guys did that. And guys, even though I don't think anyway that it's an altcoin, the S&P 500 is having a little bit of a bounce here off of the 50 daily simple moving average. If you guys were interested in that, we're pushing back to new all-time highs. It could very easily fall back to the 200 daily simple moving average, or around 91.75. And in fact, if Bitcoin breaks this uptrend of support right here, this one right here, it's extremely likely that we fall back there. So that would be a potential trade if you want to do that. Just remember, guys, golden rule: don't sue me. Okay, good, thank you. But if Bitcoin gets back up above the high that it just set, we could very easily be rallying to $10,500. I don't really want to tell you which direction I think it's going, because I want you guys being prepared for both. I do have a pretty strong feeling about which direction it's heading, but I'm going to save that for the first cohort. Speaking of which, I am running late, so I need to jump on over there and do our live stream with the first cohort members. Guys, if you're not in the first cohort, I don't know what you're doing with your life. The link is down below. Join us. You get a free month if you're in CT2A. Shoot me an email. We'll get it all worked out. I'd love to see you guys join us over there, but I am going to go ahead and do that live stream because I need to, and I really want to. So with all of that being said, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do want to remind you, the goal for yesterday's video was to hit 1,000 likes, and Bitcoin would go back to all-time high tomorrow, which is now today. So that didn't happen. We only got like 860. So if we get 1,000 likes on this video, I'll tell my team of whales to go ahead and buy Bitcoin and send it back up to 20K. Make sure you hit that like button. Really helps out the channel when you do that, of course. If you didn't like the video, hit the dislike button twice. Nevertheless, guys, like I said, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. But before I go, I do first want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.